Hey, hey, hey. Can you hear me, babe? I see you're first. Are you guys on the way home or are you on the way to drop Ryan off? Or and hey, you forgot to smack that like button. And I will remind you. Bob. Hey, babe. Hey, Ryan. Randy. Hey, babe. I'm glad you and Ryan had a good time today. Oh, you're still eating. Gotcha. Bob's the man. He beat you to it. He beat you to it. Night train. Mike. Yeah, right? Smack it, Chris. Come on now. You know better. It's going good, Ryan. Today is my Friday, so I get to hang out with the guys tomorrow and Friday. So, what? You chopped your hair off. How short did you go, Mike? Did you, I mean, your hair was like my length. So, are you like shoulders? Or are you like short? Or are you like bald like Chris? Missed you last week, Mike. I was looking for that live stream. Not crew cut. Okay, just short. I understand. Well, it's summertime, and you know it gets hot. Joe, welcome, my dear. What am I doing? I'm hanging out with all the rest of the family since you guys all get to hang out. So you know that's what I'm doing. Richard Coggins, welcome, babe. Is it raining down there, or did you actually have a sunny week? I don't doubt it, Joe. You would disappoint me if you were not having dick conversations all day. You would seriously disappoint me. I mean, you tried hard last night to break me, if you remember. I snickered half the way home. I was like, oh my God. And I'm buying the kazoo, just so you know. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, MD95 TSI, Joseph Ford, Josh Withrow, Chuck It, RDFPV, we're all flying together today with Cricket FPV and Willie FPV. And let me see, wait a minute. Holy Squish is here. I got to meet Squish. And I think there was one other pilot they got to fly with today. But on Monday, they were out flying with Bot Grinder. Oh, and Vampire was there. Sorry, Vampire. I did not mean to forget you, babe. And you enjoyed it, Joe. You really enjoyed it. I know you did. Yeah, these guys are all like hoarding up on their footy and not sharing anything. So, hang on. Wait a minute. I have nothing else here to look at Messenger. So hang tight, Mike. Didn't take long. It was only out on the arm of the couch. So, look at you. I'm not going to show because you get to show it off tomorrow night. Sexy, sexy, Mike. Ryan was all over Joe. Are you sure it wasn't Joe that was all over Ryan? I think it might be the other way around. Josh, welcome, babe. I hear you guys had an amazing time today. Uh-oh. The vampire almost hit some dude with his drone. He should have ducked. Josh, honey, I think you have me confused with somebody else because I'm not equipped like that. And I mean, come on now. Don't you think Chris is big enough? Love you, babe. I mean, Josh, come on now. You and Chuck weren't complaining the other day about Chris. So, and apparently Joe and Ryan have already hooked up. I told you I'm buying the kazoo. Don't worry about that. I am buying the kazoo every time, all day. I have thought. I'm like, and I know places that I can go get multiple, like, a pack of multiple kazoos. They're all the same size, though. That's the only problem. I guess we could cut them down. Randy, you're dropping the wife off at the airport. She's off to California for a month. Now, what are you and Kyle going to do without her around for a month? Are y'all going to behave? Doubtful. Homie Paul, welcome, my dear. Good evening. Getting a little later over there for you, but I know you're a night owl. The guys have done run off and left me again. Can you believe that? They've been doing that a lot this week. Mike, I'm telling you, Josh is amazing. He just takes Chris and disappears. Oh, homie Paul, it's an inside joke that well, Joe, Chris, Josh, Chuck, and Squish, we were all hanging out last night, and they had me almost in tears. So, and a kazoo came up. Tabby, welcome, my dear. Oh, I'm lucky that Josh keeps running away with Chris. A rental program? I don't think you really want to rent those things, Joe. I don't. I might come with like a health hazard. You broke a quad, not the big one. I know you didn't take the big one. Guys, if you have not seen it, please go over to the FPV Noob Tube and see the monstrosity that Mr. Joseph Ford has built. I've gotten to see it a couple times in person now. And guys, I kid you not, when I say 8 foot prop to prop, 30-inch props, guys. These things are monsters. And it's quiet. It's super quiet. Joe, you're full of shit. I've seen you fly numerous times. You may not upload footage, but you fly. And there's people who have seen that. So you can't use that excuse anymore. I've got almost everybody in here except Chuck and Squish. You're going to try to fly? Randy, you can do it, baby. If I can do it, you can do it. It's not lies. It's not lies. You're on film flying, buddy. I guess you're going to say that footage was highly edited, right? Nope. So you just walk around with the transmitter and act like you're flying. I understand. I understand. So how's everybody's week been? Has it been sunny? Has it been warm? If you were out in Colorado a few days ago, you got snow. I mean, come on now. It's May. It's almost Memorial Day, and Mother Nature is still dumping snow in parts of the U.S. Awesome weekend of flying, Ryan. I'm glad you had a good time, babe. Yep, ripping shit up. These guys have been doing it all, well, since, let me think. It's been an amazing week here. I'll be droned here for the weekend. So we got to rip it up on Saturday, got to rip it up on Sunday. The wind, I'm telling you, the wind was against me flying on Sunday. And we flew out in the field, and then we went to the fun fly. And then Monday, the guys went to Philly. Tuesday, we were all just chilling and hanging out. And then Wednesday, today, they're in Baltimore. It's hot for this time of year. Randy, I'd rather have it hot than cold and wet. Flying is like riding a bike, huh? Takes practice and bashing into the ground to get good. I agree that it takes practice, but you know, you really don't want to fall off of the bike to learn to ride. You want to stay upright. So, Ben crap was intermittent periods of total boredom. Oh, honey, I'll admit I'm the biggest noob there is here. Everybody else claims to be a noob, but nah, I'm the true meaning of a noob. No, somebody is lurking in the background. John. Joe's probably sitting there going, "What the hell?" And Chris and Joe and Josh and everybody else is sitting back laughing. Don't worry, Joe. It's all good, baby. Jim, welcome, dear. Good Troll FPV, welcome, my dear. I might need one of those good trolls. And because he's a troll, he's not saying hi to everyone. So y'all just gonna have to deal with it. All right. How many of you guys are Game of Thrones fans? Homie Paul got to watch the finale. Now, how many of you did? And I'll be the first to admit I did not watch Game of Thrones at all. So I will be totally confused if you discuss it. But I heard a lot of people complaining about the ending. I don't know. Alvin, welcome, my dear. I heard the same thing, John. And, you know, back then, there was a lot of incest. So I guess to make the movie more realistic for that time period, you kind of like had to go with the flow. But I don't know. It was a rushed ending. Oh, they're all bad trolls. The ending was damn good. Okay. I heard, like, from the people I work with, the show, I think it was 2 weeks before the actual ending was, like, mind-blowing. And then the ending was kind of like, eh. But, like I said, I never watched it, so I can't weigh in one way or another. But it seems to have been, like, the trending thing for the last 8 years. Kenny, welcome, my dear. I don't know. Don't they always? They always want the shows to last forever. It's like a good book, you know. You're sitting there, and yes, I'm old school. I still like to put a book in my hand instead of I have a Nook. There's just something about feeling the paper and turning the pages. I guess I'm old school on that. But there's something about getting into a really good book, and as you're getting closer and closer and closer to the end, it's like, I don't even want to finish reading this because I don't want it to end. And then you hope, in a way, there may be another book that can sort of kind of tie into it. But just like they say, all good things come to an end, right? Oh, Baduga, are you picking on my good troll? It's okay, Baduga. I'll forgive you. He wasn't too bad. He was being good. He's kind of opinionated about the Game of Thrones ending. Exactly, Night Train. The pint always runs out, no matter what. John, don't puff up his head. I think he's riding with Josh on the way back. So I mean, he's got to like fit into the vehicle. Gotta watch that. Plummet, welcome, my dear. Oh, you're back on the road. Will y'all be safe? Oh, that dude. You remember him, do you? Really? You sure? Ooh. How long have they had that now, Paul? It's been a little while, hasn't it? Later, babe. He has a wrench now. Not my fault. Tell him it's been 300 seconds. Show up and see he's blue. Otherwise, he can't hate me if he doesn't even try it. He can hate me all he wants. I still love him. Greg over, welcome, my dear. Tell Joe I'll hook him up with John, and I mean, they're just going to have to hash it out. But I haven't seen Joseph Ford even attempt to make an appearance. You know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm not sure if John whacked him because of the kazoo comment or right, John? He might chop you up with that WTF class or BFQ class. Very true, Greg Over. You can lead a horse to water, but they say you can't force him to drink. But I kind of disagree. But you know, I think what Greg Over is saying is he smashed the like. Make sure you all do as well. JD's, welcome, my dear. Boys and girls. Come on now. I think they're a little older than boys and girls. What do y'all think? They might act like boys and girls at times. Yeah, Jim, it is extremely cool. And I tell you, to be an 8-foot quad, it's extremely quiet. But it has such a unique sound. Oh, such a unique sound. Brian, True Drone Reviews, welcome, my dear. Kenny, I force people to drink all the time. Booze bully. You bully, how dare you? One more. It won't hurt. It's all good. As long as they're staying at your house, right? But yeah, y'all are going to have to get on the guys and tell them they got to put some content out. I mean, they're sitting on a lot of footage you all have not seen. I get sneak peeks because Chris is like, hey, watch this. Randy, hang on just a second and I'll drop the link for you, babe.
I agree. We wanted to make it huge.
What the heck is that?
I'm still maintaining the setting.
Hush.
This is the place.
Copy. There you go, Randy. It's on the FPV Noob Tube, and it was custom built by Joseph Ford. I honestly, seriously don't believe there's another one in existence. I really, truly do not. Bill, welcome, my dear Newfound Drone Productions. Randy, it's all good, babe. At times people slip by. Randy says hello to everybody. The bandito. See, I told you. Yes, it's custom. And yes, you were blue. So I'm hoping you're not hating me. Love you, babe. But that is custom made by Joseph Ford, our own mad scientist. Was kept under wraps for a really long time. And it is amazing. Thomas, welcome, my dear. I brought several Smurfs, Thomas. I never know when I might need one. And I mean, come on now, what's so wrong about being little? But, you know, you're right, Jim. You should have gone to Noob and said the hell with the Dalton for a week. I mean, what's a week? Some things, you know, you just can't replace. Like a week's paycheck, right, Jim? I understand that. I couldn't hang out with the guys all week either. But like I said, today is my Friday, and I will be hanging out with them tomorrow and Friday and probably Saturday, possibly Sunday. Who knows? God only knows what we're all going to get into now. I know tomorrow they're supposed to be hitting up the beaches, so. Do the sex stores really ever close, Joe? Right, Baduga? That is epic. No doubt about it. When he brought that out, I mean, we'd seen little things, but when he literally brought that out of his car, it was like, holy shit. Oh, it was closed when you came to the pizza place. Well, you know, it's open now. I guess it's one of those late night, all night type things. They close during the day so they can get a little bit of sleep. Never know. And Jim, honey, I'm sure that you're not the only one that an ex has put or grabbed by the balls financially. Joe, Bandito, Joe said no donkeys. He's got a thing with RDFPV now, so I guess no animals. Well, it might seem like that, Baduga, but there's no pots and pans being thrown. See? Thomas will tell you he's still recovering from his shitstorm, and he didn't even get a courtesy reach around. Oh, God, that just brought back another thought. Careful with what you ask for there, Thomas. Right? You can take some pants as long as the wallet is safe. I will duck and dodge and dip and roll. Just don't touch the pocket. Well, Jim, you know, the one thing you got to do is look at the positive and look at it this way. You learn something, you know, and just like I've told you guys before, you can always think that you know somebody, but do you really? And think about it. Do you really? They mainly want you to know the person that they want you to know. And that even happens in relationships. So you live and you learn, Jim, and you use this experience to make yourself a better person. Mr. Joe, are you mad at RC Funds? He's scared that you're going to chop him up with that WTF class. We will one of these days, Ryan. And then you find some strange and forget about it. Just be careful of that strange, Thomas. Strange could be meaning strange in multiple ways, especially on Wacky Wednesday. I mean, is it like a donkey show strange, or I mean, Joe Ford's found that the sex shop wasn't open before they went into the restaurant, but it's open now. So strange could be meaning multiple different things. Leave it to you, Chris. Leave it to you. Right, Thomas? It sounded almost like something Chuckett would say. Why are you biting your keyboard? I'm. Is that like a new fetish, or right, Bill? When I seen the WTF class, all I could think is maybe there is a God, because nothing that cool is earthly. No, there he is. There he is. Chuck it. Butt plugs with built-in rape whistles are required to keep a relationship running smoothly. I thought it was a built-in kazoo, not a rape whistle. Who knows? Yeah, right? I mean, Paul said, wait, I thought you were gone. Well, see, what happened is Chris hopped out of chat, messaged Chuck, and said, come on. Either that or they stopped in that sex shop that wasn't open a while ago. Who knows? Not sure I want to know. Well, I mean, I'm not so sure biting your tongue is better than biting the keyboard, but oh my God, Chuck, Josh, and Ryan are in the sex store. Oh, I pity the clerk. I seriously pity the clerk. I heard, Chuck. I heard you all had an epic time, so you ain't seen Chuck? You are so full of it. I'm telling you, you're so full of it. Oh, you bought Ryan a new dildo because his old one was wore out. I guess Chris said they're putting it on a hat. So, Ryan, honey, watch out. You're with some weird ones. Right, Paul? They saw Chris at the door, turned off the lights, and hid behind the counter. Like, no, I can't handle it. Ryan, who? Yeah, RDFPV. RDFPV is hanging out with Chuckett, Josh, Joseph Ford, MD95 TSI, and Holy Squish. Define weird? I never said I was normal, Chuck. I never once said I was normal. What are you apologizing for, Thomas? A rare mood is all good, babe. Yes, nibbles are bad, are much better than bites. Don't leave the marks. Just remember, silk is better than rope. Right? Normal, that's what's weird. Although, no, I'm nowhere near normal, so... Oh, you're headed in different directions. But that's not right. Now, Chris, do you have Ryan with you, or is Ryan with Joseph Ford and Chuck? Oh, God. Oh, I can see them doing that. Chuck, you should have bought a blow-up doll while you were in there and tied it to the WTF class and flew it around. That would make some epic footy. You know, the look's perfect. I know, right? That you just gave them ideas, John. That's all. We can do that, John. Oh, you're with Josh and Chuck. And Chuck said you were on his lap. Are you comfy, Ryan? Right? It would be called the Dill Drone. Yeah, there's that footy again. Somebody's got a fetish. I just don't know who. I mean, maybe we all have a few fetishes. I didn't ask if you were comfy, Chuck. I asked if Ryan was comfy. There's a difference. Ryan's just not wiggling enough if it's only a little. Right, John? That's not his wallet, Ryan. Be careful. You have a sirloin steak fetish? Not a bad fetish at all. Well, that depends. What are you doing with that sirloin steak? And I know exactly what you're saying. I'm cooking it and I'm eating it. Ooh, John, our DFPV needs your help. Well, Randy, that is a community channel. The FPV Noob Tube is just what it says. It's a community channel of all noobs. And the live streams are Chuckett, FPV, Josh Withrow, Joseph Ford, and Mr. MD95 TSI. So they do it every other Wednesday. And a lot of times I'll come live earlier and then not step on their toes because we are all a big community and a big family. So noob, not nude, nude. Can you imagine if they were a channel of nudes? They might have a lot more subscribers, but well, technically, they do take their shirts off usually after 10. So I guess you could say it's a channel of nudes, partial nudes as well. Chuck will keep his shirt on most of the time, but the other guys, man, their shirts are coming off quick. You're grilling it. Not you're grilling, though. Yeah, Chuck likes that top sirloin. Way too many Aussie gigs, huh? I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. Right? Nude. Well, they could be noob nudes. You know, like they're not really sure how to take it off. Channel's being renamed. Nude, rude, drone dudes. That's a tongue twister and a half. I bet you did. I bet you did. That man could sing. He may not be able to talk so that he was totally understandable all the time, but he can definitely sing. You've got all the good people right around you, Paul. That's not fair. Last month was 3 years ago. And was he the one of the ones that doesn't live that far? I know there was quite a few that lived in that general area that you're in. Everybody wants to move to the UK. Channel of nudes that does it all night long. I don't know. You never ever know. Aussie is about 100 miles away. That's not that far if you actually think about it, though. And I've seen how some of the people over there drive, so thanks to your videos, it's like, what the hell are they doing? I'm just not sure I can get used to driving on the wrong side of the road. And I know you're going to tell me it's not the wrong side of the road, but for me, it's the wrong side of the road and the wrong side of the car. It'd be different. That would definitely be different. See, 45 minutes on the bike. Everything's technically close over there because can't you make it from one end of the UK to the other in just about a day by train? If you're driving from one end of the US to the other, you're probably going to be in a vehicle for about a week. And I know what you're saying, Chuck. I can do it faster than that. I know you can, babe. But I don't drive like you do either. Ask Dano. Dano did not want Chris to drive all weekend. He's like, Crystal's driving or I'm riding in the back. He didn't get to ride in the back seat very often, and I only drove once. So by train, you can do it in about 10 hours. That's what I thought. So less than a day. From one. Now think of that, guys. If we could make it from one end of the U.S. to the other in less than 10 hours, that'd be epic. There'd be no stopping us then from all getting together. As long as it was affordable. That's the main question. But a lot of my girlfriends over there will go and they have a get together. It used to be once a year. Now I think it's twice a year. And they'll all meet up by train. Right? But 15 hours changing at the stations. That's about right. That's from what I heard. One of my girlfriends goes from Wales to. They always meet up in Nottingham. So from Wales to Nottingham, she said when they change over, that's what takes forever. But apparently, it's extremely relaxing. I was telling Chris the other day, one of these days I'm actually going to get on a train. I haven't done that yet either. There's still a few that have like short rides. But it's like I told him, technology, the way that technology advanced, the older ways of transportation did not advance as, and some of these tracks and everything are aged. Yes, I know. Don't look at it that way, but face facts. And train accidents are nasty things. So is it Walls? Wales? Or are you talking about Nottingham without the H? I don't know how the hell to pronounce that one. Nottingham? Which is it? Good night, Kenny. Thanks for hanging out, babe. See, I'm reading Paul explaining to me how to pronounce things. He always gets a kick out of the way I say the words over there. Good night, Randy. You behave now when the miss is gone. Don't get in any trouble. Nottingham. Is that better? Nottingham? Gotcha. So is that more or less true to the course that all of your H's are silent? I know Shire is not Shire. It's more sure than Shire. You have taught me that much. I'll get this down eventually. Maybe. Oh, you mean what's this here, sour sauce? Worcestershire sour sauce? So, okay, wait a minute. Worcester? Worcestershire. No, shit. Worcestershire. See, I know you're sitting over there cracking up. Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Okay. I'll probably never be able to do that one again, but now is there an actual place called Worcestershire, or was it just like a combination of different things that made that name? Shire is sure. Right, John? Steak sauce. There, I said it. Awesome. See, that's the good thing. I love learning about different places because you never know. I mean, you can read all you want, but until you actually talk to somebody, you don't really get the inside scoop. Just like with Kenny, Cardoso Media. You know, I've learned, and Bill, I've learned so much about Canada that I had no idea of. And with Homie Paul and Heath, the girls that I've always hung out with, we agreed not to discuss politics. And of course, it's a bunny group, so we, you know, that's what we have in common. And of course, we discuss men as well, but that's a woman thing. So you don't really learn. Although I have learned quite a bit about the food from them. And now you've taught me even more. I have to say that. Right? Just stick with English. I am. The UK is English. You know, I like to broaden my horizons. Tell me to stick with English. That's like telling me I couldn't eat the other cannoli. I mean, come on now. The cannoli shell's from Sicily. It's a totally different flavor. Right? Very true, Paduga. They did invent the language after all. I mean, come on now. We just like adapted it to our own way. But their slang is totally different than our slang. And that took me quite a while to understand. Google is a mighty wonderful thing at times. So let me guess. Joe's driving, you're up front, and Squish is in the back? That sounds bad. He's spying on you again. He saw you in the traffic cam. Were they speeding, John? Come on. So that's what you prefer on steak, huh? Well, I mean, isn't that like a little, let's not call it selfish, but I mean, Yorkshire's a lot closer to you, right? So, you know, and that's where that's from. So you have to support other places too, my dear. Oh, you can't rat me out? Why not? You're not ratting me out. I doubt I wouldn't be surprised about that, Jim, but I think most of the extra parts are still here. And Chris doesn't like the back seat, so he's always a front seat guy. Have you been tapping the floorboard the way Dano was with you driving? I'll be drone's like, I'm sorry, there's a few dents in your floorboard. And I'm like, I understand. I put a few there myself. I told him, I said, I actually don't mind riding in the back seat because I don't pay attention to what all he is doing, and that way he doesn't scare the shit out of me. Only being honest at times. Chris can get some road rage, especially when he's in a hurry to get somewhere. And meeting up with the guys, yeah, he tends to get in a little bit of a hurry. Just a little. So Joe is too fast for the cameras, huh? Has he been sitting on the bench, Paduga? Did he get benched? Y'all have been doing a lot of talking shit. I can guarantee you that. I mean, I didn't say it. Albie Drone said it. Remember how many times he told me I was riding up front and he was riding in the back? I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet. Who benched you, Chris? Oh, the last sneak pick you had, he was benched, huh? He must have been a bad boy to be benched. I told Josh he had his hands full with all those guys, but he said he could handle it. OG was tired. How's your knee feeling? Tape work again? Chris got benched because he forgot the lube. And the sex shop wasn't open until after they left. Paduga, honey, look up this stuff called, it's KP or KT tape. It helps. It's a sports type tape, and you can tape up any joint, and it gives it support. So that's what I've been doing to Chris all this week, is taping his knee to give it extra support for all the extra walking, in case they did a whole lot of extra. I understand about the gel, babe, but there's times that, you know, instead of using a brace, this gives it more flexibility. Hang on, I'll grab it and show you. This is what I've been using. I got it off of Amazon. But of course, with all the knee surgeries and things that I've had in the past, it's a sports tape. And it's very simple to use. Was not that expensive. I love you, babe, for keeping them in the box, but you put the green in the black box and the black in the green box. That's all it is. You cut it to length. It's actually a 16-foot roll. And when you cut it and you use it, it has flexibility, so you actually stretch it out a little so it doesn't pull on your skin. And it's waterproof, sweat-proof. That ain't good. Your knee benched you? That sucks. Oh, Laduga said he'll give you some cheese, John. Not a problem, babe. I'm serious. It works. Indigo, welcome, my dear. And they've got it in all different colors. But, you know, at times, don't take it the wrong way. But, you know, if you get a normal brace and it rolls, and the roll as you're walking gets tighter and tighter down on your thigh, and that actually can cause more pain. So that's why I got this, because of the flexibility. You can use it on elbows, you can use it on your neck, you can use it on your back, you can use it on your knee, you can use it on your leg. It's done for multiple different things. I think just about every sport uses this. So it's a great thing to invest in if you have any problems. Warlin, welcome, my dear. No MD95 TSI is in chat. He is not here tonight. They have been up in Baltimore flying with the FPV Noob Tube. Chris was flying with Josh Withrow, Chuckit FPV, RD FPV, Joseph Ford, Holy Squish, Cricket FPV, Willie FPV, Vampire. I know I'm forgetting somebody. There was 6 of our guys that rode up and met up with 4 guys up there. So he's been flying with 10 pilots today. But he is in chat. Chris, make sure you say hi to Warland, my dear. And as you notice, his wall is a little bit more bare because all of his goodies are with him. Oh, you're going to turn yourself into a mummy? Yeah, they flew with all of them today, and on Monday they went up to Philadelphia and flew a bot grinder. And from what I heard and what I've seen, they had an amazing time. So he's been having a great week. Good night, Jim. Thanks for joining me, babe. That's what they've been doing from Saturday. We've been flying just about every single day. So, Michael Lambert, welcome, my dear. It has been a while. How are you feeling, babe? The last time we chatted, you have gotten out of rehab and things were starting to progress a little. Oh, really, Baduga? You noticed that, did you? There was some, as Baduga said, there's some really ugly guys that he's not going to mention any names of in the last bot vlog, you know? And I'm sure there's going to be some more footage coming because you just have to keep watching. Oh, hon, I am so sorry. Amputated left foot, back in rehab. Oy. Good night, honey Paul. Thank you so much for joining me, babe. Enjoy your day tomorrow, honey. So how long are they looking at for rehab this time? You're having problems multitasking, Mike. I understand about that. Shh. 2 to 3 months. Drone worship. Welcome, my dear. You know, hey, whatever you want to play with is totally up to you. Who am I to judge? Random dog chew toy. Totally up to you. Totally up to you. Bot Grinder's getting some bad company. Are you thinking that that guy MD95 TSI is a bad influence on Bot Grinder? Is that what I'm hearing? I bet that'll be an adjustment, Michael. Oh, God. I'm not even sure I want to know what you've been up to, Drone Worship. You know, you stirring a pot can be a dangerous thing. Well, honey, like I said, who am I to judge? Peanut butter or whatever else works for you. Who am I to judge? Baduga, he is talking about a dog's chew toy. I don't think it would be considered as lube. Appetizer, maybe, but I don't technically think you can consider that as lube. You might not. Oh, come on, Baduga. When has that stopped us lately? It's after 9. No, baby, you are not putting a damper on the stream. I'm so glad that you gave us an update. I really, truly appreciate it. Think about you all the time. Normally, when I'm thinking about everybody, I'm stuck at work and it's like I can't really do anything, YouTube streams or anything else. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to do that when I get home. And then when I get home, I get involved in everything else. So you've been topless the entire stream. Well, kick back and relax and enjoy yourself, Mike. I mean, like I said, who am I to judge, babe? Honey, DW says he's been stirring the pot in some other streams. God help. I bet you did. Needed a shower after the shearing. Cut hair itches crazily. And that wasn't just a little. Now, did you start like on the ends or did you just say screw it? Right, Baduga? It's been after 9 since you got here. I mean, it's Thursday there. So it's Wacky Thursday. Your car's going to turn into a pumpkin soon? I hope not. Mars, welcome, babe. I absolutely love that picture you sent me. I opened that up today. I'm like, oh, so cute. I'll have to show Chris when he finally gets home. He's off having fun with the guys again today. But I'm glad I got to hop in y'all's stream the other morning. That was awesome. I don't get to do that very often anymore. That is so cool. Let me show you guys. And y'all know what we go through with Acro and trying to get him trained like Mr. Snuggies was. And that'll take a while. But that's epic. Come on. He's got his bunny on his shoulder. And according to Mars, he walks around everywhere like that. That was at a car show. And the bunny's just chilling out up on his shoulder. So that would be amazing. Good night, Baduga. Don't be too mean to that good troll. He was not that bad tonight. Yes, the dog rabbit. But Acro is coming along, and he's 7 months now, so he's starting to adjust a whole lot more. He's not as ornery as he used to be, because he would almost to the point of spiteful. If Chris and I were live streaming, he'd get into all kinds of shit constantly. It was like, you're going to pay attention to me no matter what. Yes, he is definitely Pit Bunny, for sure. But I think we've kind of like come to an agreement that as long as he gets his attention, he'll allow us to do other things. So love my drones. Ed, welcome, babe. Go home and get some sleep, babe. Chris has been out having fun, and imagine that. They've been hanging out with Cricket FPV today. So up in Baltimore, Chris went back home where he was from. Did you run into anybody that from the neighborhood? You never know. Every time we went to Baltimore, he would run into somebody who hadn't seen him in like 5 to 10 years. And I'm like, here we go. It's just the way it goes. You know, when you go back home, you run into all the old people. Well, here, Mars, this is the link to that live stream. And yes, sir. And if anybody else missed it, guys, check it out. That is an 8-foot quad, not an 8-inch, not an X class. Tossed around the idea of saying a Y class, as in why? Why not? BFQ. That's a WTF class. Put together by the mad scientist named Joseph Ford, who claims he doesn't fly. Eight foot, one side to the other. 30-inch props. 30 inches. You hold a regular quad up next to that, and it's like no comparison at all. Yes, and so quiet. I mean, it definitely, you know how, and I'll probably massacre this, but certain quads have a different sound. It's almost like they're, I don't know exactly how to describe it. They're just another level. You know, you hear the normal sound of a quad, and then you hear one that's either tuned differently or different mode. It's just a different pitch. And this one, to see the size of it and then hear it when it starts and when it takes off, it is not what you expect. But it definitely has an exotic sound in real life. Right, Ed? They look like micro drones next to that bird. I mean, she's monstrous. Oh yeah, he can definitely make it louder. There's definitely certain things that you can do to that. And if he actually gets the bigger motors, she'll be able to lift probably a person weighing 150, 160 pounds or less. That's what I'm saying. It's loud enough because of the size of it. Of course, it's going to be louder than any of ours, but it's just that exotic sound. You know how you hear cars and certain cars are just so exotic? That's this. Oh yeah, lots of changes can be made. And more tuning has been done. They were tuning a little more yesterday, so yes. Oh, come on, Night Train. Zoe was only playing with an X class. An X class is like 13 to 14 inches, not 8 foot. Big difference. When you're going from 1 foot to 8 foot, right? Of course Mike wants to see it roll. But according to Joseph Ford, he does not fly. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But that's his lie and he's sticking to it. He doesn't fly. All right, so you still got an extra 3 foot. Y'all know if inches matter, so do feet. And apparently inches matter a lot to guys. So that's all I got to say. Just remember, there's 12 inches to a foot. So I mean, that's like when I can't remember who did it, but they came out with the box fans and they made them fly. That was definitely unique. But it just goes to show, you know, your imagination is truly the only thing that can hold you back. If you can imagine it, you can make it happen. Very true. Very true. If you can't watch it crash, don't fly it. Because just remember the law of physics: what goes up must come down. And honestly, I'm not. It's like Joe understands because of his background that electronics can fail at any time. Anything can cause that to fail. So, just like any piece of electronic, you're only going to get so much out of it before it just goes tink. And then you got to rebuild. And when you rebuild, you always go bigger and better. But I mean, straight up acro in goggles with that, I wouldn't do it. No way, no shape, no form. I would be shaking like a leaf. But it was so funny when he first brought it out. And everybody was like, well, part of us already knew about it, but the ones that didn't were like, whoa. And I mean, cameras came out of everywhere. Cameras, GoPros, everybody wanted that. Who knows? Might be sooner than what you think. You never know what the noob tube is up to. I mean, come on now. Did you expect that? A WTF class? And the crazy thing of all is the WTF class literally lives about a half hour away from my house. Well, you need space, time, and money. And the imagination. But the imagination's in the head, so. Ooh. Pork tacos. Yummy. Can y'all see that? It was like Mars said, Chris holding the ski rope yelling, punch it! I can foresee that. Oh, I know you're a noob. You know things. That's what I said. There was some of us who knew, and then some that were just like, but you got to admit, Mike, we kept that mighty hush hush. Mighty, mighty hush hush. Yeah, Rusty and I had pizza, Papa John's tonight. And then we found out after the fact that Chris and the guys were all at a pizza shop as well. Great minds must think alike. I can just picture that now, Mars. We got to get more snow to do that, though. Either that or find a hill. And there's no really hills around here. Well, there is one, and it's at a golf course. That'd be interesting. That'd be really interesting. Mm. Pork tacos are very good. See, there's a difference when you've got 8 arms lifting an 8-foot machine instead of 4. More stress, more torque. But like I said, it's amazing what people can come up with in this hobby. Like I said, the imagination is your limit. You know, it's you put your mind to what you want to do. And the only person that will hold you back is yourself because you're your own worst critic. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. How many times have you sat and thought, I can't do that, so why the hell even think about it? Well, maybe you can. Just have to look at it in a different angle, a different direction, a different perspective. But we all do it. It's human nature. The hell was that? All right, I gotta ask, is the screen flickering every once in a while on your side? Because it does on mine. Oh, he did, Indigo. He definitely did some mini punch outs. Over top of trees. The only time that I held my breath is when he took it over top of all the cars. And I'm like, oh God, please don't let anything fail safe. Right? I'm just going out for a cruise. I will, let me think. I've got it on my camera, which isn't my cell phone. I've got it on here on an SD card, so Chris should be able to send it to you, Indigo. Okay, no flickering on y'all's side. All right. Yeah, every once in a while the screen will flicker. That's why I'm like, what the hell is going on? I don't know. Behemoth is a synonym for the BFQ. That is for sure. But yep, like I said, you guys will be seeing that in action a little more. Because the guys are sitting on all kinds of footage. They're being footage who's. It's just like horde. I mean, now you know they've got plenty of footage from flying Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The only day they took off was Tuesday. They were right back at it today. So think of the amount of footage they're all sitting on. I'll Be Drone's got footage. I haven't seen any footage yet. E-Drone's got footage. I think that you're just like Night Train. I'm just gonna go out for a cruise, and the next thing you know, or practice, or low and slow, and I'm gonna take it easy this time, and the next thing you know, it's woo! Yep. I don't think it's a lack of discipline, Indigo. You know what I think it is? It's a love of the hobby. You're just like, I'm still practicing, but I'm having an amazing time doing what I like. So you're still practicing. Yes, they are, Mars. They're footage hogs. And Josh came on a live stream this afternoon in Baltimore. He's like, yeah, we've been having such a good time. We haven't had time to edit. But Duger even commented on the live stream. He said, fly during the day and edit at night. Right, Alvin? They made the 5-inch look like a tiny whoop. It seriously did. That's the adrenaline rush, Indigo. That's exactly what that is. It's like, hell yeah, I did it, and that felt so good. One of these days, I'll get there, but I think I'll have to play with the trees. Those trees that Chris plays with all the time before I try to dive anything. It'll probably be a tree, and I'll probably end up being stuck up in the damn pine tree. That's just my luck, but I'll have to wait for Rusty to get home so he can climb the tree, because I'm getting too damn old to climb trees now. I can see it now. Get halfway up the tree, and I'm like, nah, I don't think so. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And Indigo, I'm sure you have discipline for that. Discipline, that's when the low warning battery light comes on and it starts flashing. It's like, well, shit, I really don't want to, because I'm having such a good time and this is a hell of a rip. But I got to bring this sucker down so I can just replace the battery. Right? Especially if you got somebody with you when you buzz the tower and you make them jump. Chris has done that a few times. And then it was so funny because I accidentally buzzed the tower. And he's like, watch it now. And I'm like, hey, you know how many times you've done this shit to me? Trust me, honey. He says, yeah. But yep, that's what discipline is when it comes to flying. God damn it, the battery, like, why can't they make batteries that just like last forever? Although they're working on it. They're working on it. But hey, a lot of things are in the works, and just like I've heard some recent rumors about DJI since they've come out with this new their newest product. But what haven't they been bringing out lately? Something in the works. Oh, that sucks. That's just like Saturday. I had the quad with me. I had the goggles with me. Guess what the hell I left home? Yeah, you can't fly unless you have a transmitter. Especially when you're using a different receiver than anybody else there. And it's like, and John, don't even go there. I should have had a jumper, because nah, I ain't ready for that one either. Very true, very true. But Mars, what haven't you heard anything about in a long time? That's what I'm talking about. DJI might be making some changes, and their changes might piss off a lot of people. You'll have to stay tuned for that one because I'm still digging deeper, but stay tuned, baby. Oh yeah, the unexpected low battery, that sucks. You know what else sucks? Is when you plug in or when you have charged all of your quad packs, but not your goggle batteries. So as you're flying and all of a sudden that's dying, it's like, shit, really? That really puts a damper on your fun. You never know, Mars. Just remember, I do the drone network news, so sometimes you gotta have some insider info. Discipline is buzzing 5 foot from a person's head because they ran out in front. Hold on, wait a minute. What's Chris's excuse then as I'm sitting here and I get buzzed? I didn't jump out in front of him. I didn't move. I sat right here and y'all watched it. Seems kind of odd not to hear a little whoop flying, or I think that's what's been missing. No batteries charging, and you hear the beep, 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 telling you your batteries are done. Different. But they'll be charging again tonight. You're right. No excuses. I guess I should be charging, right? That's what they were telling me this weekend. They're like, you just need to take yours and go out to the field and practice. And I'm like, yep. And be my damn luck, I would lose the thing and then have to explain to Chris what happened. And I'd be like, I'm not really sure. But I got to admit, it is a lot of fun. It was something that I personally avoided for a really long time and should never have. But like I told you guys, I had to wait till warmer weather because with the arthritis and everything that I have, I can't be out there like Chris. Because when I'm out in that environment, even for 15, 20 minutes, just standing out in like the damp or the cold, I hurt for 3 to 4 hours. And once it starts kicking in, there's no fun to be had. And Josh has seen it. We went to a fun fly one day and my leg started killing me and the pain was written all over my face. And he's like, are you all right? I'm like, I'm all right. And he's like, no, I don't think you are. And I'm like, no, I'm all right. You don't understand. I go through it all the time. It sucks, but I'm used to it. It's just, there is no easy way to get comfortable. There is no easy way for it to ease off. You just kind of have to live with it. But once the warmer weather gets here, I don't hurt as bad. So, and hey, it's daylight a lot longer, so I get to have more fun. Aha! Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. The HD cam wasn't charged. Chris has done the exact same thing. Got out there, no footage, no nothing. It's like, damn it. Why? If it's not one thing, it's something else, right? RDFPV came. Well, we went and picked him up one time, and they went to fly with E-drone. Got all the way over there, and Ryan realized that he left his transmitter a half hour away from our house. It happens. Chris has gone out and left his transmitter. So, you know, that's why I say if it's not one thing, it's something else. You're exactly right. There's so many things to remember and maintain in this hobby. You know, you've got, make sure your props are right. Make sure your arms are tight. Make sure your props are tight. Make sure all of your batteries are charged. And I mean all. Your footage camera, your quad batteries, your goggle batteries. You know, it's constantly charging. And you're exactly right. We're only human. We're bound to screw up. And especially when we're attempting to multitask. How many of you guys have had a crazy ass day or come home from work and you're like, you know what, I'm going to relax and I'm going to go fly. And that's when you usually screw up and have forgot something because your mind has been pulled in every other different direction. And it's like, well, damn, I guess I'm not going to get to fly. But fingers crossed, you get to come home, charge up or pick up whatever you missed, and then make it back while the sun is still up and you get to fly. Get in, Mars. Hurry up, Mr. Delivery Driver. Where is my tiny whoop nano? Hello? Chris didn't tell you that he intercepted that package, did he? Fingers crossed, Mars. I know you were super excited to get that. Mars is going to be stalking. He's going to walk down the driveway and look down this way and look down this way. Where the hell is the delivery man? He's got my package. It's just like being a kid at Christmas. And, you know, you're waiting on Santa Claus or you're waiting to unwrap the packages under the tree that have your name on them. And it's like, just got to be patient, Mars. It will be all worth it, babe. Right? But you know what, Mike? That's because life changes, babe. You know, it doesn't mean that your bug has passed or anything, because I know your passion is still there. Life is just kind of like throwing you a few curveballs. Right? You have more stuff to take than before. Me personally, I'm just taking the one, and hell, I'm still forgetting things. So, what's that tell you? It doesn't matter how much stuff you have. It can still happen to anybody. And Mike, you're busier now that it has warmed up outside. Just like I know Bob has gotten busy again. He's back working, so. And you're checking the tracking too, right, Indigo? I know, because Chris does the same thing. He's like, hey, you got that tracking on whatever is coming in? And I'm like, yeah, hon, it says it's out for delivery. He's like, well, why is it every damn time I'm getting a package, the damn mailman or delivery guy is late? And the sad thing is, I've noticed that. If he's not getting a package and it's just like straight regular mail, it come earlier. If he's getting a package, it's always later. He's like, do you believe me now? And I'm like, well, yeah, but I don't think it's because they knew you had a package coming. Right? Tracking numbers are numerical crack. Give me that number. Give me that number. Give me that number. Give me that number. Ooh, I can't wait for that first plane flight. That's going to be awesome. right, Mike? You know, when you first get into it, you want to fly all the time, right? And then you understand what it actually does to your body, being outside, trying to enjoy a flight when it's cold as hell. And I mean, come on now. You're holding this, which may be plastic, but them buttons aren't. They're just not. And no matter how cold it is, those metal buttons and switches are just absorbing, eating that cold. So what's that doing to your fingers? And if Uncle Arthur is in your fingers, that just makes it even worse. So you know you've experienced that, and then you decided that might not be for me as much, but you experienced it. John C., welcome, my dear. Thank you so much for joining me. Uh-oh. Next Thursday, Mars is getting his license back, so if he's not in the stream, he's out doing donuts. Alvin, they do me as well. I almost wish they would not send a tracking. And then USPS, I don't know if you guys all know it, and if you don't, check it out. USPS.com. You can go to Inform Delivery and sign up, and they will send you every day an email of what's coming in the mail, complete with images of your physical mail. Your packages you will not get images of, but it does tell you when it's coming, who it's from, size, things like that. It's kind of interesting, but at the same time, you can't always depend on that. That is not written in stone. Just like I get a next day air package every Tuesday from my job, but they send it out of Colorado. And UPS, it's supposed to be here by 10:30. For a solid month, it was late. They got it right 1 week, and this week it freaking snowed in Colorado when they shipped it out. So it did not show up on Tuesday due to severe weather delays. It showed up today. And I'm like, that's the reason that you can't always go on tracking numbers, because Mother Nature can throw you a curveball. I have literally watched 2 of our USPS drivers have accidents. One of them, oh my God, I could not believe it. They were at the end of our development and wrecked the mail truck. They hadn't delivered our mail yet. You know what they did? They picked up the mail truck on a damn tow truck, including our mail, and took it away. And I'm like, wait a damn minute. And Chris happened to have been expecting a package. Imagine how mad he was. So, you know, sometimes it's out of our control. Mars, I call bullshit. You're still tracking that package. You're tracking that package and you're looking out the windows. Well, Night Train, ours just sucks because it's a small town community. I told you, I know you, babe. You're too much like Chris. No, hon, I'm not looking at that tracking. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Nah. I don't know where it's at. It says it's out for delivery. Awesome, John C. Sounds like a good busy day. And sometimes it's good to be busy. You know, it makes the time go by faster. And other times when you're busy and you can't get your main stuff done, it's like, damn, can it all just slow down a little bit? That doesn't usually happen, though. Once that day is rolling, it's like, then you sit back and go, yep, I didn't get as much done as I thought I was going to. But it happens. Yay! Alvin can finally get Amazon to his house. He had some issues with that before. They didn't want to deliver to him. I'd have been pissed. I know Alvin was pissed, but I would have been really pissed. They'd have been hearing my mouth. So Indigo's waiting on his first hot dog, huh? Indigo, did you customize it, or did you buy one of the ones that is pre-designed? If you customized it, I can't wait. It's really neat when everybody does their own designs, because you never know what somebody's really truly going to come up with. If it was not detailing a camper, it was cleaning up around the shop. Well, it's good to stay busy. Persistence paid off, Alvin. That's all that matters. You finally got it right. So that's what matters. And you just can't, sometimes it's, oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, sorry doesn't always cut it. I know it doesn't with me. I know it doesn't with Chris, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't with a lot of others. That's like saying, oh, thanks if that pays the bill. And you're like, okay. That's saying I have never understood. Just say thank you. You don't have, oh, if that pays the bill. If you walk into McDonald's and order something to eat and then say thank you and you don't pay for it, do you get it? No. If you call up your electric company and just say thank you, did that take care of the bill? No. Sweet, Alvin. See? Yeah, if you guys did not see my last review, and for the I showed you my KT tape I've been messing with. But this is epic. It's an EMS foot pad. Works good. Amazon. The only complaint I have is that every time I get ready to use it, I forgot to charge it. Imagine that. So then I have to wait and charge this. Which it doesn't take long to charge, but you guys know when you know something is going to work and ease things off, you want it right then and there. Patience is not always a strong point, especially when pain's involved. It's like, oh man, why the hell didn't I have that charged earlier? Well, you never know when it's going to actually ache. So do you want to keep charging it every single time, or it'll be okay? And when you get ready to use it, just like when you want to go fly and something's not charged, it's like, shit. But it happens. Alvin, do you have a hub close by, or are you using Prime, maybe? I told Chris, because before we used to use eBay a whole lot. You guys all know the horror stories of eBay. And yeah, you can use PayPal, but you have to be careful how you use PayPal, because not everything on eBay is covered under the PayPal A to Z. It's just not. So you really have to be careful over certain things, and others you're perfectly safe for. Honey Lulu, welcome, my dear. Of course you didn't miss the party. But when we got to finding different things with Amazon, which has only technically been a couple years now, because I think once Chris bought the first printer, that's when we started using Amazon more. And I told him, I said, look, I'll get Prime, but if I get Prime and I'm paying for Prime, then I kind of want to use it. I don't want to waste my money. And I don't like stream the Amazon movies or things like that. I just use Prime for the faster shipping. I know I'm wasting money anyway, but one of these days I may use the other benefits. Just I don't right now. And then I kind of shied away a little more from eBay. Right? Prime for shipping 100%. And, you know, just like we were talking about with delivery things being out of their control, I don't have an Amazon hub near me. The closest Amazon hub is across the bridge, which is about 3 hours away. So there's been plenty of times that Prime was late. And if Prime is late, then more or less your item is free. So don't be afraid to call them. Exactly, Alvin. I get my money's worth out of it for paying for it. You know, and Roadkill worked for Amazon, and he's the one who told us. He's like, that's bullshit. He said, that is a guarantee. He said, and if you call them, they will make that right. And he was dead on. So I like Wish at times. I bought a few things off of Wish. I have heard it's a little sketchy if you go to purchase clothes off of Wish, because a lot of them are coming out of Europe and their sizes are way different than ours. Oh, I know, Ed. Butch doesn't work for Amazon anymore. No, this was back when he was working for Amazon, and he gave us a few tips. Yep, Alvin, that's about it. You know, the farther away they are, it's like, how can you honestly guarantee something that's out of your control? Think about it. You're guaranteeing that somebody else is going to do their job 100% on time every time. That's a lot to put on something. Right, honey? It's like their size 12 to 14s for our kneecaps instead of our 12 to 14. But that's the only thing that anybody ever warned me about Wish. They said they told me, they said, if you're going to buy clothes, make sure you double check the sizes. So, but anything else that I've ever bought from there, I had absolutely no problem with. I mean, even the shipping showed up faster than what they had told me. So, hey, if I get something faster than what I'm supposed to, that's a good deal. Oh, Indigo, I would be in so much trouble if we ordered at night and by the morning it was at your door. Oh, God, I'd be in so much trouble. Good point, Mars. 60% gets delivered on time, 40% don't matter. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that are on Wish that are very, very reasonable and excellent and definitely worth it. I mean, Chris did not. I found Wish before Chris did. And then it was, hey, did you know there's drone parts on Wish? And he's like, what? And if you guys didn't know it, yeah, there are drone parts on Wish. There are also drones on Wish. But here's the one thing that I have discovered with the drones on Wish. They will use a standard picture, and unless you actually read the description and not just look at the picture and buy, read the descriptions before you buy on any drones on Wish. Because it seems like if it seems too good to be true, it probably is a toy grade that probably doesn't have half of the qualities as the high dollar quad. Sweet. RC bodies on Wish are awesome and they have full refunds too. See? And that's the thing with Wish. It's more of individualized sellers. So make sure you guys get with a good seller and you're golden. Oh, Mars, did you just get busted by Kaz? Oh, poor Indigo's been living in the doghouse for months. He's like, it's not my fault the damn Amazon thing's right down the road. Although, if you ask RC Funds Diversion, you know, they have those, what are they? The Amazon lockers or some shit where they can actually, like, put the stuff in your vehicle and your wife would never technically know. I'm not suggesting that at all, but apparently there are ways to get around that. Right, honey? The adult items on Wish are very interesting too. Wish knows. It's like, uh-huh. I would be in so much trouble, John C., if Amazon's only like 30 miles away. Chris would be it. He'd be like, you know what? They said they're going to ship it and they haven't sent it yet. So I'm just going to go over there and I'm going to get my damn package. I could see it coming. He'd be over there banging on the door. I'm here to pick it up. You don't have to send it. Be like, bullshit, I've done paid for that for the month. Get your ass back here and wait for it. Patience, my dear. Patience. Oh, Mars, you weren't supposed to figure out that that's why Kaz has been on Wish. You know you will benefit from it. It's all good. You know, these guys are like, really now? What are these women checking out? Oh, the same thing you all are. That's like, we were hanging out with Josh and Chuck and Joe Ford and Squish all last night. And oh God, we had a little bonfire going. And we're sitting out there around the fire, no alcohol involved. And they got me laughing so hard. Joe's like, I think I broke Crystal. And Josh says, well, what gave that away? The laughs or the snorts? And all I could do was just crack up even harder. And we live about 45 minutes to an hour away from Josh, and I was still snickering on the way home. Chris was like, yeah, you had a good time, didn't you? I was like, yeah, I did. But I always do around all the family. So, and if you guys weren't the amazing people that you truly, honestly are, it wouldn't be like that. You know, you can kick back, relax, talk normal things that go on in life. And everybody understands and you're not judged. And, you know, it's good to have friends like that. You might get a strange look here and there, but who doesn't? You know what I mean? And of course, being a woman and some of the shit that comes out of my mouth there, I think I still shock the guys. They're like, hey, it's not my fault I came up with the idea and you didn't. Don't hate. Mars knows. Benefit or be wearing it. Well, I haven't gotten Chris in any interesting outfits like Kaz got you in, and we love you to death for that, Mars. But Alvin, that's because they all went and look at Wish to see what was really truly on there. I know what's going on. It's like, hold up, wait, I didn't know Wish had that. Huh? What? They know they did. It's I'll hear later on. Did you know Wish actually had all that shit? And I'll be like, yep. If you actually go on Wish's site, you would be amazed. Just sit and scroll. You'd be like, holy shit. No, you didn't scare them, honey. You piqued their interest. They're like, wait a minute, what? What the hell? Are you kidding me? That's, oh, shit. But yeah, I can't seem to talk Chris into wearing one of those outfits. Maybe you can, Mars. I'll loan him my cheerleading outfit. Right, Alvin? It's the exact opposite. She piqued their interest. It's like, oh, what? Wish has got what? Come on, people. Why did you think it was called Wish? Damn, I wish I had that. You never know. You know, it's all that little closeted taboo that nobody ever really talks about except on Wacky Wednesday. Or in general conversation with close friends, which we're family, so what the hell, you know? I don't hide anything. No point. That's right, Wish knows. Well, Mars, then you wouldn't have to be swinging off the porch pole. You can wear whatever kind of outfit you wanted on the inside of the house. Right, Mike? Damn, I wish I could fit in that like that. I think we've all had some of those thoughts. Just like I said earlier, we're our own worst critics. So, and that's a human fact. It's a human nature. If people actually heard the thoughts and the arguments that you have with your own self, maybe people would be a little nicer. It's just like that old saying goes, you never truly know what's going on in someone's life unless they open up and tell you. I mean, it can be written all over their face. And a lot of people can't hide whatever's going on. And I think that's most people. Even the ones with a poker face. When shit gets deep enough, it's going to show. And somebody's going to ask. And you know why they ask? It's one of two reasons. They're either just nosy as hell, or they honestly truly care about you. And with you all, I know they honestly really truly care about you. Because that's the relationships that we've all built. But, like I said, if they knew how hard that we judge our own selves, and that's everybody, maybe they'd be just a little bit nicer. You know? They're like, damn, they're thinking that about themselves? Maybe I can build them up a little bit. Or they could be a scumbag and be like, let me just confirm that that's really true and let them know I agree with them. And yeah, there's scumbags out there that do that. They just love to drag people down. And it's like I told Chris and I have told Josh, there's going to be good, bad, ugly, indifferent people in this world. But that's what makes our crazy ass little world go round. It takes all of us. You can't have a world that's all good people. It's physically impossible. And God help if you had a world that was all bad people. You know, you have to have that balance. And even the bad people, are they all truly, completely bad? Some are, some aren't. Exactly. Yin and yang. It's the balance. You have to have the balance. And at times, our world can flip on its side. You know? But at some point or another, it will rebalance itself. It always does. It's just like I told you guys before. Everybody's going to have some rain that comes into their life, but just remember, it's a passing storm. It's not something that's going to stay over you forever. Right, honey? I totally feel you. If they honestly knew what my flip-flops have been through, they wouldn't even want to fit in them. But people are so quick to judge. And, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking on that as well. Because, oh, I love it. I got a message a couple weeks ago. And the person did not like something I'd said. Which is fine. You don't have to like everything I say. You don't have to like or agree with everything I say. Like I said, the world would be mighty damn boring if you did. But we're all individuals. And just like Honey said, you know, we've all had our own experiences. And those experiences have shaped us, formed us, and made us the strong people that we are today. Because no matter what experience you go from, you grow from it. Whether you even think about it or not, you still grew from it. A lot of times you don't even realize it, but you do. And they told me that I was extremely quick to judge. And I'm like, my first thought was, are you fucking kidding me? I'll accept anybody in any way, shape, or form. And many people have been a testament to that. I may be opinionated, and we all are. But judge? No. I may not agree with everything, but none of us are ever going to. And I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. And I did tell them, I said, you know, I haven't judged. I have formed an opinion. And the opinion that I formed was based on what you told me. Nobody else. What you told me. And it was my right to have an opinion. We all do. And it's like, okay, I guess if you have an opinion to somebody, now you're judging them. And I was like, you know, there's a big difference between that. To me, if you're judging somebody, you haven't even gave them a chance. You know, you see somebody walking down the street just because you don't like the way they look or whatever. That's a snotty bitch. And then you go tell somebody else that that's a snotty bitch. Well, you pass judgment on them and you influences somebody else's judgment on yours, not your opinion. You literally pass judgment without even giving a chance. Me? I'll give you a chance. I might at times think, well, that's different. And just like Marsh said, you know, it's a different opinion. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it. But we're all entitled to our own opinion. Or you might see a woman walking down the street and be like, damn, she's hot. Okay, she might be. But just remember, it's not always what's on the outside that counts. That could be the hottest woman that walked by. But that hot woman could be a total stuck-up bitch that is just evil and mean. And that ruins that outer beauty. Just like Mar said, judging a book by its cover is gonna bite you in the ass. You know, you say somebody's hateful or whatever, and then they turn around and end up being the nicest, sweetest person you ever wanted to meet. But you ran your mouth about them. Who looks bad? You. Not them. You. And it's perfectly fine to have an opinion. Just like Alvin said, just like buttholes, everybody has an opinion, but assholes judge people. You know, they really truly do. And they don't only judge, they pass their judgment on. And it's one thing if you keep your thoughts in your mind, but when you start influencing others' opinions by running your mouth and spreading false information, that's when you're a judgmental asshole. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Everybody's right. Everybody's got their own right to their own opinion. And, you know, you can't change people. That's another thing. You seriously cannot change people. They're going to be who they are because they're built off of their own experiences. And you can't change that. You know, you seriously can't change that. Go ahead, Indigo. If you got time for a hit and run, that's a win-win. I don't know where she is, babe. You're going to have to find her. Exactly, honey. You set boundaries, but you don't share that issue. And, you know, that's what I did with that person. I set a boundary. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. But that's why you'll never know who I'm talking about, you know? And I'm not, it's just like I'm over it, you know? Just like Honey Lulu says, bye, Felicia. It's all good. But just remember, Crystal is not the one who's going to judge you. I love you all. I don't care if you're black, white, green, yellow, purple. Yes, Alvin, I threw green in there too just for you, baby. I don't care if you're straight, you're bi. It's all good. It's not my life. I'm not going to live it for you. I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to try to be happy in my life. And that's what I wish for everybody. Because you only live once. YOLO. And you know, I used to think that was about the dumbest saying going. Because of the kids trying to do things that may end their lives. And YOLO. And I'm like, you know what? You got to give yourself a chance. You're too young. But you do. You only live once. So make your life count. You know? Do what makes you happy. Not what makes anybody else happy. Because if you're too busy spending your time pleasing everybody else, guess who gets left out? You. Guess who ends up resenting that? You. So guess who you're hurting by pleasing everybody else? You, in the long run. Make sure you please yourself. Do something that makes you happy. Because when you're happy, it shows. And when you're happy, that's what makes other people happy. So, you know, be yourself. And do what makes you happy. Because just like Honey said, life is too short. It's too fragile. And you never know. Here today, gone tomorrow. You never honestly know, you know? When you wish upon a star. Go ahead, Night Train. But seriously, live your life. Be happy. Oh, week's not over yet, Night Train. Exactly. Happy Mars means happy Kaz. But just like you said, Mars, if Mars isn't happy, do you seriously think Kaz is happy? No, because Kaz is then worried about Mars. It's a vicious little cycle. That's why you have to put you first. If you don't put you first, nobody else is going to. And that's what you all need to remember. Live in the moment, do stuff for you, how you want to do it. You know what I mean? And just like Mars said, vice versa. You got to make you happy. And when you're happy, the ones who love you are ecstatic. They're not just happy. They're happy with themselves, and then they're extremely happy that you're happy. So live your lives, guys. Enjoy your hobbies. I don't care what they are. You always know Crystal's Crazy Corner has been the melting pot, and everybody was welcome. It wasn't just drones. That's why y'all probably sit back and go, ah, damn, here she goes again with another craft video. Or who knows, maybe poor Chris Riley, he calls me his Dr. Phil. He says, yep, here comes my shrink video on all my vlogs. And I'm like, honey, I'm not a shrink. I love you to death. I just give you my thoughts. And sometimes it is a different perspective. And sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not. But don't feel that on any of my blogs that I'm stepping on anybody's toes, because I do not mean to. It's just something that's struck me, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to share. Oh, thank you, honey. You never know what's going to go on over here. And sometimes it's laughter, sometimes it's tears, sometimes it's quads, sometimes it's life. Because it all mixes together. Right, Indigo? You aim to please yourself. Well, Ed, you know, you aim to hit the toilet bowl, and that's fine. I pray you do. But if not, you got the mess to clean up, babe. Well, I tell you what, talk about that, Alvin. If you guys have left the toilet seat up and you have a significant other in the house and they go to the bathroom in the middle of the night with no light on, you're going to get cussed, because that is one hell of an experience and will wake you up extremely quickly. Nah, Mars, you were not hugging the toilet bowl a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks? Come on now. Exactly right, Ryan. You get that opportunity. Women can go outside. We just have to find a bush, because otherwise it looks mighty damn funny. But that's a whole nother topic. Guys, they just have it easy. Not fair. I remember when Rusty was little, and of course, like I said, I grew up on a farm. The driveway to get to my grandparents' house was a mile long. So you had no worries. Well, of course, Rusty was little. He was out, I think, either in the garden with my grandmother, or he was outside with my grandfather. And the next thing you know, he just dropped him. And they're like, well, okay. But like I said, living in the country has its advantages. Yes, sometimes you have to hug that porcelain god. Just sometimes. Have to let them know that you still care. Well, see, Alvin, I will not disagree with you. That is your opinion on the toilet seat issue, but I can tell you from experience, and it just so happened to be while my leg was jacked up, which sucked even more because having a brace after having surgery on your leg and not being able to bend your knee. So you're on crutches, and I did not flip the light switch on. And one of the guys, they still won't admit which one, but one of the guys had left the toilet seat up, and I was like, oh, I'm tired. I really don't feel like flipping the light on because then that's going to wake me up more. It was cold, it was wet, and it was a little bit farther down than what I was expecting to go. It woke me up mighty damn quick. From then on, I don't care how tired I am, I'm going to flip the light switch on just to make sure I don't ever want to go through that shit again. Mars, it is not Kaz's fault. She does not mix drinks too strongly. Right, Mars? He's learned. Trust me, Alvin, put the seat down when around women. Alvin's like, well, if they're using it, they ought to put the seat down. Well, you're both right, but or at least turn the light on and make sure the damn seat is down. That was my mistake. Their mistake was leaving it up. My mistake was not turning the light on and making sure it was down. We were both wrong in that situation. But I tell you what, they were up when they heard my mouth in the middle of the night. Because like I said, I was on crutches. So when it went down, I went down. It was like the crutches were up here, and it was kind of like that. Yeah, it was not pretty. Yes, Alvin, just the cushion, right? Not the top of the seat. I mean, if you're trying to go with the top of the seat down, yeah, you've got a bigger mess than what you thought. But that's just to me, that's just a common courtesy. I mean, if y'all are going to the bathroom, you still have to put the seat down. So why not just leave it down? Unless you have to lift it. That's just my thought. See, Mars has been trained by Kaz. He gave up a long time ago, and that's just second nature to put it down. Oh, Indigo, I'm starting to understand why you're in the doghouse now. Put the seat down, but not before putting clear plastic wrap over the bowl. Splishy, splashy, splishy, splashy, splishy, splashies. That's just right, Henri. I'm telling you, that is Henri. See? Don't you understand why he's saying he's in the doghouse? I mean, if he's pulling stunts like that, just remember, Indigo, she might be aiming for payback. And like one of the guys said this weekend, it was Dano. I'll be droned. He said, "Man, women don't get revenge." He said they always get one up. I said, well, you got a point. You got a point, because if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right, and you're gonna remember it, and it's gonna be one better than what you did. That's just the competition type nature, you know. I'll make him pay for that. Yes, Indigo, the dots definitely connected themselves quickly. But like I said, honey, I'm not judging. I'm just trying to give you a piece of advice to keep your eyes open. Oh, Mars, if you're going to do that to Kaz, you better start running now before she even gets home and discovers it. That way you're like halfway across the continent. But I think she's still going to find you. She's just going to be sitting back like, you got to come home sometime. I know he's coming home sometime. And especially like if you do it now and that package is still coming, just remember she can possibly change that delivery address. Reaper, welcome, babe. You're at work. Oh, I understand that, but I appreciate you popping in, hon. The guys got to fly with Bot on Monday, and they flew with Cricket today. So they are having an epic time. And we flew with I'll Be Drone this weekend. So it has been a flying week so far. And Chuck It and Holy Squish. And yeah, they're having a good time. Don't be jealous. And tell your daughter I said congratulations. Honey, I totally understand. You know, it's like I was saying before, you have to live your life. And there's moments in your life that you can never repeat. You know what I mean? It's just that time and that place, and you have to be there because you can't remake it. Mars, I hear you. Good point. You'll wait till your stuff comes through first. Then it's on like Donkey Kong. Mm-hmm. And you still got a few more years before your son's doing the exact same thing. And then it's going to really hit you. It's going to be like, well, damn, what do I do now? At least that's the way it was with us. You know, Rusty graduated and he was working, and then it's like, hold up, wait a minute. I got this thing on my hand called time. Now, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? But you adjust. It's just different. I can't say it's a good different or a bad different. It's just different. When you know that you did a great job and your kids were raised right and they're becoming productive. And it's like, okay. You think that, Reaper. That's all I'm saying. You think that. Just remember, Rusty's been out of school 2 years now. Yeah. God, time flies. But honestly, I think it hit Chris worse than it hit me. Because, you know, they were always together in the summers and Rusty was working and everything. And then it's like, what do I do now? Fly. Enjoy your time. Oh, is Adam going to be on tomorrow night, Mike? Yeah, Reaper's always working these nights. I can understand because it's like, it's quiet. But I don't know if I could do the night shift all the time. Right, honey? 40s are the new 20s. That is for sure. Ooh, 2 weeks nights, 2 weeks days. Flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flop flop, flip flop, flip flop, flop flop, flop. Well, you're 41, I'm 42. There's a few of us in here that are in our 40s. I know, I saw him the other night when he got home from his mom's having dinner. Yep, just a swangin'. Swing shift. Swing, bada, 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 swing. Awesome. Well, you know, I will be there, Mike. I might be on my phone, but I'll be there because I know we're hanging out tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so, but I will be there. Ryan, honey, are you home yet? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out where the guys are. Ed, you're 40, honey. Which one of years of experience? And you know I love you. You're just more wise than we are, Ed. You have more experience. Night Reaper, love you, babe. And you're still 40 in your heart, Ed. You wouldn't be out there doing all those stunts and everything that you're doing if you weren't. You might be an old soul, but you're young at heart, baby. I will see what I can do, Mike. That would definitely be cool. Like I said, tomorrow I think on the agenda it said local beaches. So I think we're headed to the Delaware beaches, which would be Dewey, Rehoboth, Bethany, Lewis. I think that's all of them. That's sad. I live here and I'm like, wait. But the problem is, it's not a problem. The beaches are, of course, on the peninsula, on the coast. So you have Ocean City, and then I know I'm going to massacre this. I do every time. It's Ocean City, Bethany, Dewey, Lewis, Rehoboth. And then I think you go to Jersey. But some of them kind of like squish right up. And then others, they have some distance in between. So Noobs brought you and Adam together. If you think about it, Noobs brought a lot of us together. I still remember you and Adam stalking Chris and me telling you, no, he's not yours. He's mine. He's mine. Right? I'm good at adulting, but I'll never grow up. At times, I wonder if I'm even damn good at adulting. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I want to quit. I don't want to be held responsible for all this shit anymore. I will always build you up, man. You know that. Don't worry, Ryan. 40 is right around the corner, and just like Honey said, it's the new 20s, babe. Just remember, it's only a number. Sometimes I feel like I'm 102 and I need that hub around myself. Other times I'm like, shit, I got enough energy. I feel like I'm 21 again. But hey, I know a hell of a lot better than what I knew back then. Little bit wiser, just a little, not a whole lot, but just a little. And Ryan's been out flying with these crazy fools today, so I hope all is well with him. I hope he's okay. He's flew with Chris before, but he had never flown with any of the other guys. Right? Sometimes I feel hot. Other times it's like, God damn, it's a hot flash. It's like, oh, hot, 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 hot. Okay, that's not just regular body temperature. But hey, these guys will never understand that, honey. Honey, why are you so red in the face? It's just a hot flash. It's all good. Or when you see the redness start to creep from like here, and it just constantly comes up. And it's like, yeah, no. I'm glad you had a great time today, Ryan, though. That's sweet. And that's what it's all about, When you get to meet up with somebody who enjoys your hobby, I don't care what the hobby is. I don't care if it's RCs. I don't care if it's drones. I don't care if it's jewelry. I don't care if it's painting. I don't care if it's photography. When you get to meet up with somebody who has the same passion you do, you get to learn. You get to enjoy spending time with somebody who enjoys the same thing you do. That's an awesome experience. That's when you really feel the love of your hobby. And I know Honey knows exactly what I'm talking about because she's had some epic meetups lately. And it's, you can have a couple people that you fly with any old time or you RC with any old time. But when you're meeting new people and when you're with a bigger group, it just makes it even better. And Night Train knows what I'm talking about. When like Nubapalooza last year, and you got to meet new people, and they enjoyed your hobby. It's just like, wow, taking it to the next level. Sharing your love. Oh, honey, I got to send you some pictures that I have taken recently. Ah, it's funny because I got the camera on the 19th of April. So I just had it a month. And you can watch the progression already. And I'll put it on the big screen. And Rusty's like, look at you. If you go back to when you first started. And I'm like, you're seeing, he says, yeah, I definitely see the difference. And I'm like, that's all that matters. Yep, the chance to meet and hang out with peeps was great. Oh, Ryan. Well, I will keep your pooch in my prayers. I'm sure she will be fine. Most definitely, honey. Exactly, Night Train. The stories that don't get shown are priceless. They're your memories that nobody can ever take from you. And that is priceless. Absolutely priceless. Because the only people who know are the ones that were there, the ones that were involved. It's almost like one of those little secrets that you get to sit and think about and smile. I understand that, Night Train. I mean, Chris has had, I think, every GoPro he's had, and he's still downloading every night. And I'm thinking to myself, he's not editing yet. When he starts editing, it's going to take him a while. It'll happen, Indigo. I remember when Chris said the same thing. Man, I would love to have somebody to fly with. And that was 3 years ago. And it was maybe a year ago that he first met up with the first person. Nope, I'm wrong. Year and a half ago. But that one doesn't count. But it'll happen. Give it time. I promise. And when it does, it's gonna be epic, babe. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about with spreading the love. Love you, honey. Thanks for joining me tonight. And I will upload those to you. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow. Keep your eyeballs open. You want raw clip and cut footage. Right, Night Train? It's like editing is editing is so much work. Just for a normal flight. But when you've got all of this, it's almost like, where the hell do I start? And what do I put together? And, you know, it's a lot of work. Well, Indigo, I have to tell you, you're lucky then, because Dano, I'll be ruined. As soon as he found out I was flying from the video, I gotta love him. Dano's like, "You're flying when we go to meet the guys, right?" And I'm like, "I hadn't planned on it." He's like, "No, you're flying." He's like, "I'm gonna watch you fly." I'm like, oh shit. I was like, "Yeah, I'll fly." And then I forgot the transmitter, so I know that kind of looked funny, but I was in a rush. I was trying to make sure everybody had everything, and guess what? I forgot my own. But he got to see it Sunday. That's awesome, man. Get to fly with Raymond Millwood, hopefully in June. Well, you've already flown with Roadkill. Who else have you flown with, Ed? Or is Roadkill the only one? You gotta. We're gonna have to like come down and you come up, and that way we'll get to meet up with our southern boys. Did you just get home, Ryan? I'm home in bed. Yeah, that was awesome. We have known Dano. Dano and Chris got together right after Chris started doing drones. So that was epic. No, Ryan, Chris still has to go to Josh's house and get his car. And Josh lives about 45 minutes away from us. So it might be a bit before he gets here. Let's see. Yeah, it'll be a good 45 minutes to an hour before he gets here. So. We'll see, Ed. You're going to have to meet up with Roadkill again and show him your new skills in person. Because that was one thing that Dano really enjoyed. He said it's one thing to watch the videos. He said it's a totally different thing to watch it in person. You know, when he had his goggles and he would tune into Chris, but he would also literally watch line of sight as he was out there ripping balls. And he's like, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, Butch is a sweetheart. And I've heard Nurk is just as down to earth as you and I. You know, you hear Rotor Riot, you think stuck up. But like from what Chris and the other guys have told me that have met Rotor Riot people, they're not. They're just as down to earth as you and I. They just love the hobby just like we do. Exactly. So low key. They're just normal people. It's just who they're a part of. I was going to say who they work for, but I'm a firm believer that if you are doing things that you truly love, you're not really working. Yeah, NERC is a different class. But just like I said, they're all normal, down to earth human beings that just love the hobby just like we do. Just remember, they still put their pants on the same way you and I do, one leg at a time. And if you tell me that you jump into your pants, go right ahead, but one of these days it's not going to work out so well for you. And when you get those pant legs all tangled up around and you go poof, then you might understand why Crystal said put your pants on one leg at a time. But seriously, you know, a lot of people think that. Oh, they're stuck up. They got attitudes. They got this, that. No. They're just like us. People look up to them all the time. But that's because of their status. You know, if people actually looked at them like a normal human being, might be a little easier. Okay, you got a point there. You got me on that one. Who says you put pants on? Well, I would hope you do every once in a while, at least when you have to go like into town or something. If not, I mean, like I said, I don't judge, but you might catch a charge of indecent exposure. You know, they have these funny little things that they call laws. And comfort isn't always above the law. You're gonna win a college. It's free run of the house, naked all the time. Doesn't matter if I gotta get dressed or not. I understand. Look, Mars is like roam free. Uh-huh. What you do in the comfort of your own home is one thing. When you take it outside of your own home, that's when other people get involved. Yes, you did, my dear. You just like you said, you aim to please yourself, and that's who's number one. So you definitely have the right outlook, my dear. Definitely have the right outlook. But guys, it's 10:45. I'm gonna go ahead and wind down, get some things taken care around. I can't even talk tonight. Get some things taken care of around here before Mr. MD95 TSI gets home. My real father was a resident preacher at a nudist colony in Cali. Just saying, hey, what's wrong with having religion whether you have clothes on or not? Like I said, I'm not judging. Guys, I know I'm bad for this. So make sure you remember when people put out videos and you get that little notification, stop by, watch it, click that little like button, and leave a comment. Because just like Ed said, I feel honored by some here when they visit and comment. Those comments mean a lot to a lot of people. So make sure you all make your rounds. That's what keeps this hobby going. That's what keeps this community going. That's what's keeping the family going. So check out Night Train FPV tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's going to have Mr. Plummet's FPV Adam on. And maybe a few of us crazy fools will be swinging by to say, hi, what y'all doing? So check that out at 7. And then fingers crossed, the Drone Network's going to be back on Friday because I got a surprise for you all. Who's going to be the guest this week? I know. Do you? You guys are going to have to wait and find out. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on MD95 TSI's channel on Friday. Exactly, Ed. If you don't comment, they never know you were there. You know, you can leave that like button all you want, and it'll give you a number. It doesn't tell you, oh, Love My Drones liked it. Oh, RDFPB liked it. Oh, Earl RC liked it. You know, you leave a comment, we know it. Just saying. And don't hate me for saying just saying. Remember, guys, I love you all. And I know I'll be seeing you guys this week. Until then, enjoy our hobby, guys, because that's what it's all about. Thanks, Ryan. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button on the way out. Remember, I love you all. Catch you guys later.